Welcome to part two. So now we meet as twin flames and two opposites, but very similar. I feel like I need love. I'm at a point where, especially the masculine, I need affection. I need to settle down. As much as I look like I'm complete. I'm an alpha male. I've got maybe a good job. I've got a good business, a good career. When you see me from the outside, I look complete. I look like I have everything. But inside, internally, I have a longing for certain things. As much as I can't explain what I need, but I need something. I don't know what it looks like, but I know I need it, right? And as a feminine, same, you probably also feel like I don't belong, I don't fit in, I I'm not happy. You don't know what you're looking for, but it is out there and you believe that it's out there. Then you meet. Then this masculine, the man comes through and he's like, I'm here. You won't know at the beginning. I won't lie. You won't know at the beginning when you meet that this is the kind of setting that you guys have. It'll be like any other normal relationship. Slightly different because the connection is literally intense from the get-go, right? And then now when you finally see this man that he's showing up for you, you let your guard down. Now you're like, let me relax, let me see this kind of energy, because now you're used to being a masculine woman where you do things yourself. Now you find somebody who says, I will take care of you, relax. And when you relax, what does he do? He goes back into his feminine. Now this is the first part where you find out that he is a feminine man, but in lame terms, you, or at that time, you don't know what that means, because he quickly moves from being masculine now to being his feminine self. Now you, as the female that's used to being masculine, now you start doing what? The chasing, because you feel like, okay, since he is not doing this, let me do it. Now you chase the masculine. But the masculine now is at a point where he is remembering that I'm not used to this calling every day, texting every day, and checking on each other, buying flowers, because I don't do that. I am a man. I go to work, I provide, and that's it. We become intimate when it's necessary. When it's not, there's no affection, there's no hugging, there's no touching, there's no kissing and all those. But this woman is coming through and she is all touchy. She is a good communicator. I'm just making an example. Is a good communicator, all those things that you're not used to. And the masculine, what does he do? He completely shuts down, because he is not used to that type of energy. Okay? And when he shuts down, he completely locks and blocks the feminine from coming through, which is the woman from coming through. He would ignore calls, he would ignore messages, and completely go cold, right? What happens to the feminine? She literally goes crazy out of her mind. She doesn't understand what just happened, because this man has been, from the beginning, he was showing up. He was himself. He wanted to protect. He wanted to provide. He was also vulnerable at some points, because for some reason, masculines at the beginning of this journey are so open. They talk about anything and everything. They talk about their childhood traumas. They literally are a fresh of breath, a breath of fresh air, excuse me, for the feminine, because she's not used to this energy. So when they go cold, now it's like you get confused. What just happened? And then now the feminine has to now go through the dark night, dark night is when you literally go through, you see shadows, you see ghosts, you experience all types of emotions. You go through that part where you don't know what just happened. And throughout that process, you do it alone. And so eventually, the masculine will understand that, okay, it means that I need to do certain things. The more the feminine understands this journey or what needs to happen, the more the feminine grows, the more the masculine also grows. What you heal as a feminine heals the masculine. I know it doesn't make any sense, but it will. Eventually, once you are in the journey, you will understand what this means. It is tricky because you feel abused as a feminine at some point because you don't understand why this man that you love so much, that comes through with so much positive energy, the connection is real, he treats you this way, right? Okay, so you need to do your part, which is healing. You need to do your part where you understand where you are lacking, because we are not perfect as people, and we tend to make mistakes based on what we think is right, specifically because you get taught that a man must, and a man must. You know, I'm going to make an example with the current air that's going, whatever is happening right now, where they say a man, if he wants to, he will. But we're forgetting that also men are what? Humans. We forget about them and we focus on us as the feminine. And they also come with that energy to say that if she wants me, she must come through to me. You know, so who will meet who where? I don't know, but that's actually what happens. And so now during this process of healing, you are given parts where you will come back and meet each other over and over and over until you actually understand what needs to happen. Because a twin flame journey is usually interlinked with your spiritual awakening, because twin flames are more about faith. There's no fear in twin flames. In the beginning, maybe towards the middle, because you will be tested too many times. He will come and go so many times. The masculine will come and go so many times, as long as it takes until you get it. It's the same thing as dreams, where the spirits communicate with you and you don't understand. They will keep repeating the same dream until you understand. Even if it takes you years, even if it takes you months, you will eventually get it. But if you still don't get it, that's when twin flames hardly reunite, because you don't understand the assignment. So it's about healing. First of all, healing that inner child, because remember, you are bruised, you are neglected, you are not your original authentic self, because you became who you are because what had happened to you, because of traumas, because of certain things that have happened in your life. So you need to heal those parts within yourself, which is, now I always knew that. I'm going to make an example with myself now. I've always been, I'd say, a baby in a relationship. I need more attention. I need affection. I need reassurance from my counterpart. I need him to show up for me. I'm a nurturer by I mean, I love nurturing. I love doing things, acts of service for my partner. I love buying things for my gifts. You know, I love doing things for my partner. If I have a partner, I'll go shopping for him, buy him clothes, dress him up. You know, those are the things I love. And I need to be treated like a baby, because I think my grandmother understood this from my maternal side. She was the one that actually showed me. My mom and dad, I mean, they also didn't have that themselves. But my grandmother used to give me that kind of attention. But I know that at some point it was overly done, because it was overly done to my dad too. And unfortunately, he didn't come out. You know, he had his own traumas, and he I'd say he overly indulged in that energy because he was used to receiving so much that he was not even able to provide for himself or do certain things for himself. So in this instance, I had to understand and heal this. As much as you do need this affection, but it needs to come from a healthy part of you. It needs to be healed. You don't need another person to heal you. You don't need another person to tell you you are worthy. You don't need another person to always reassure you. You can be who you are and still enjoy the attention that you get from your partner. But even when you don't get it, it does not mean that he does not love you. You understand? With the masculine energy as well, what I also learned is that he was afraid of, he is actually afraid. I'll say past tense because it's in the past. He was afraid of trusting another person. He's not used to doing that. He's always been independent. He's always done things for himself. Let's do part 3.